love myself. So it's been a while since I've made a live video, and to admit it and to be transparent and to be open and honest, I have been distracted this last time, as certain things is transpiring, and but I'm still keeping to the realization, and I'm still keeping to the goal of coming into my true self, of coming into my higher self, of finding the kingdom of God within myself. And with saying that, I will go into the message that I want to say and reflect today. We are all energy. If you want to believe that or not, in this day and age, it will be ignorant of you and it will be foolish of you if you don't do your research and come into this realization that all that we perceive to be physical, everything outside of you, it is conjured up through energy. All man, all living organisms is energy. To the most smallest particle, smallest subparticle, the things that make that up through thought is energy. Look it up. Quantum physics. So everything is energy. And energy stems from a source. Energy comes from a source. And this source gives life and it receives life. And this is how this energy source sustains itself through thought that creates, and through that creation observe, and through that observing uploads and then projects again. That is the cycle of life. That is the cycle of life. That is how your reality sustains itself. That is life. That is energy. So while you are living your life in this reality, in this realm of existence, you are communicating with people, you are interacting with people, you are doing things with people, and this is a form of exchanging energies. So that is what we call sex. That is why in carbonation it is said that life is sex. This is a sacred exchange of energy, and sex should not just be narrowed down to intercourse, sexual intercourse between two entities. Sex is a variety of interactions between people, as this is how life is experienced, and this is how life is sustained. So if you are energy, you must remember and you must realize that you want your energy to flow freely. In everything, in anything that prohibits you from doing that is from the evil, is from the evil one, is from the devil, is from the lower self. You have your higher self and then you have your lower self. So in your higher self, you will realize that you are energy and you want that energy. You want to allow that energy to flow freely. And energy flows freely in a spiral. We do this with the wires we create, and if you cut it open, you will see that the copper wiring inside of these wires, it flows in a spiral that allows the energy current to flow freely inside that wire. So too does energy that sustains your life want to flow freely. And how do we express these energies? We do it through our talents that the universe has granted us, and this we can only realize when we study astrological programming. And in your astrological programming, it will indicate to you your talents, your abilities, your strengths, and even your weaknesses. So when you come into this realization that you are energy and you are energy that wants to flow freely, you have to do your due diligence and study this, study self. This will allow you, through studying self, to find the kingdom of God, which is actually your astrological programming. It is your mind. Everything is mind. The whole universe is mental. Everything is the universe is mind, and the everything that you perceive to be physical is mental, right? In thought thought is what conjures up energy. Thought creates frequency, frequency creates vibration, and vibration creates energy. So this energy, which is you and me, we are here to bring a message. We are here to fulfill a purpose from the Most High Consciousness, which is God. So the triple black darkness of the universe, which is thought, sends down frequencies, different frequencies. And the cause of this different frequencies is the cause of the different astrological programming that each and every one of us have. So because we have been streamed into this life of iniquity, into Babylonia, we have to find our way through this ignorance, through this evilness, through this misunderstanding, through these misconceptions. We have to find our way through all of this in order for us to find ourselves. By steering your way and maneuvering your way through life, you are steering and maneuvering your way through your own mind. And by interacting with people and having sex with people on every level, you are interacting and having sex with yourself. And the whole purpose of all this is for you to know yourself. And while I'm doing this, so I'm talking this out of experience, not about something that I just read up or suck out of my thumb. And I'm putting this out there because this is a way how I express my energy freely, as I have realized that one of my gifts is in communication. So I have the ability of communication. I can write cool, I can write good, I can talk, and I've tried myself out even to write poems, and in a matter of a week, in a matter of like 6 days, I have written like 6 poems, 6 if not 7, and I will read that poems, as this is enlightened poems, and it is my innermost thoughts and my innermost feelings that I will inspire and want to inspire others to do the same. And the reason why I always put it on when I post it on Facebook, inspired by the most honorable Prophet Elijah to Christ, is to give homage, is to give acknowledgement, is to give praise to the being that inspired me to become better. If someone or something inspires you to become better, it gives you every right, and it is just morally right that you acknowledge that person or that being. The thing that us as humans, we as man, has forgotten is that we have to live by morals and principles. You have to have integrity. You have to be authentic. You have to have compassion. You have to be courageous. You have to have self-control. You have to have respect. And you have to have endurance. All these things you have to apply it to your life daily, because you will be faced with adversities. There will come opportunities where you will be allowed to do good things, righteous things, without anybody seeing. Such opportunities will be granted to you behind closed doors, in the dark, in the light, for you to do the right thing, with the right intention, with not expecting anything in return. Even though that is a law of the universe, that whatever you put out into the universe will come back to you. Not to say that if you're positive every day and put positive out into the universe, only positive things will come back to you. With every level that you elevate to mentally, the devil will meet you there on a new level, with new tests, with new confrontations. And I have people asking me and saying to me that, Franco, why are you adding and taking away from things that is stated in their books? I'm stating it their books, as I feel that you yourself, in your mind, you are your own book, and all the information that you need is inside of your mind. Like I said, you just need to interact with the person that you perceive to be outside of you. That in itself is an illusion of separation. Interact with everyone, and that is you interacting with your same mind, with your own mind. Do your research. Everything that was put onto this phone was put onto this phone by you, a reflection of you. As God, His energy is being streamed here and divided into trillions of pieces, in order for God to experience life subjectively, separated by our astrological programming, Everything stems from the primordial darkness of the universe with an infinite amount of possibilities. The vastness of the universe, the stillness of the universe, where time doesn't exist, size doesn't exist, sound doesn't exist, nothing exists. It's just quiet and oneness and stillness, and everything that we perceive to be something is an illusion, is a conjured up thought of God. God thought everything into existence, and He did this, not Him. God did this mathematically, that one thing caused an effect for the next thing, and the next thing caused an effect for the next thing. So everything started from nu, which is nothing, and out of nothing came the proton, which is the masculine energy. And that proton was joined by nu as neutral, to keep everything neutral. And then those two particles was joined by a third particle, which is an electron, and this electron is the negative charge. So the neutron and the proton in the middle, surrounded by more than one electrons, created the particle we know as the atom. And this atom joined together to form molecules, and these molecules form together to form cells. And that is how our reality was created, out of thought and energy and frequency. So that is what our reality consists of: frequency, vibration, and energy. Everything that you perceive is a thought of someone. Everything that you can see, even there where you sit now with your phone in your hand or behind the computer, or whichever way you're listening to this message, it was a thought first, put down on a piece of paper, and then energy was alchemized for that to be formed. Energy cannot be created, nor can it be destroyed. It can only be alchemized and transformed, because everything is energy vibrating on different frequencies, and that is intended so by God, so that you may experience life to the minute. Life is quantum physics. Life is an illusion. Everything that you are experiencing inside of your own mind. And this is all enforced by energy, which is you. Jesus, Muhammad, all those prophets that came here, they came here with a message to wake the people up, a wish to make the people up, and to make people realize that you are much more than you perceive to be. This God that you are honoring, this God that you are praying to, is not outside of you. It is inside of you. Even your outside is inside of you. Everything is you. You just need to realize who you are. And even though you will be distracted, just keep the focus and pay attention to whatever it is happening as inspiring around you, because in this is lessons. So pay attention to the lessons. This will make you become more and bigger and stronger and more confident. And the more confident you become, the more you will experience with things. And the more you experience with things, the more you will fail, and the more you will learn the lessons. This will allow you to become more confident in that, yes, this that I believe in this belief that I am practicing, it is the truth. And when the time comes for you to face your biggest test, as I believe mine is the test of attachments. When the time comes for you to face your biggest test, when you have to detach yourself from the detachments, now is the time for you to prove yourself that you are worthy to enter the kingdom of God. As I said, the kingdom of God is your mind, your astrological programming. So in order for you to enter the kingdom of God, you will have to understand your mind. You will have to understand the abilities of your mind. You will have to understand the strengths of your mind. And you will have to understand the weaknesses of your mind. So when you now understand your weaknesses and your strengths, you can use everything to your benefit. And this will allow you to enter the kingdom of God. But now in order for you to stay in the kingdom of God, you will need to have your undivided attention to gaining the knowledge of self. You will have to give your undivided attention to gain knowledge of self. And as soon as you find yourself in the environment where you are bombarded with daily distractions, this will remove you from the kingdom of God. As it is said, God does not want someone who is giving his attention to two gods. You cannot serve two gods at once. Thus too I'm talking out of experience. As you need to stay in the kingdom of God frequently, you need to stay there, you need to surround yourself with an environment that there is no subliminal messaging or suggestions or distractions that is keeping you away from this divine knowledge of truth. Discover who you are. Remember who you are. Utilize your energy to express yourself and bring your message to the world to come into your purpose and contribute to what is to come. The Christ has already returned through consciousness, as this consciousness is currently now in this earthly plane of existence where people is waking up to this knowledge. We are proclaiming this knowledge. We are motivating each other. We are encouraging each other. We are placing as examples for each other. And all these old beliefs and all these old traditions, nature will make way with that. The universe will deal with all those kind of things. So I found a way to express my energy, and I don't care who says what. If you're not brave enough to say or do, then be quiet, sit down, or move along swiftly. I'm doing this not to entertain people, but to encourage people to become more and be more. I'm doing this to encourage people to wake up. I'm doing this to encourage myself and remind myself and keep myself focused to what it is that I want to acquire in this life. As I feel that money is also a distraction, although it is a resource that you need to get by. But I believe the true currency of the universe is focus. You need to pay attention. You need to pay your attention to what it is that you want. If you pay attention long enough to something that you want and you keep the focus, it is a law of the universe that it will be granted to you. But if it takes too long for you, then you must know that your focus is divided, or there is an energy in your vicinity that is going against what you believe and what you want to acquire in life. You are God. Don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. You are God, having a human experience. As your mother, your sister, your brother, every one of them is God having a human experience. All of us are God. And we are separated through the trickery of separation. The trickery by God. And this in our astrological programming enforces this subjective thinking. Our astrological programming enforces this belief that I am separate from you. This was intended by the Most High Consciousness, God, nature, whatever you want to call it, with the sole purpose of experiencing life subjectively. And through this, the universe expanded. But now, in this day and age, with the return of the Christ conscious, the universe is no longer expanding, and everything is coming together. They call it remember. So all that is of the same member, all remember, come back together again to remind us who we truly are. And all this collective consciousness will come together. Our subconscious, you think there is one, that you have your own subconscious, that person has his own subconscious. All our subconsciousness is connected. It is only through our conscious mind that we perceive to be separate of the next. And it won't help you just to listen to a video. have this warm feeling inside of you that something about this message is off, something about this message makes me feel that there might be some truth in there, and then you forget it again because you are distracted by the things in Babylon. No. When you hear this message, the next step is for you to do your research. After your research, the next step is for you to study knowledge of self through the sciences of astrology, biology, quantum physics, grounding in melanin. This was taught to us by the most honorable prophet Elijah the Christ. He summarized it and he broke it down for us to make it easy for us to understand ourselves. No one else did this. No one else did this. I grew up in a church, I have a Muslim family, no one else did this. Because whatever I see around me is people perpetuating the same cycle of ignorance, not addressing the traumas and all the sexual, whatever they went through in their life. But now this being, he enforces us with the knowledge, enforces us with the weapons to take a life, not just to react to every reaction that is inspiring in your life. He gives you the ability to perceive life objectively, which will allow you to have compassion. He gives you the ability to integrity, to always want to do the right thing, even when no one is looking. Through these teachings, it gives you the courage to always want to be righteous in the face of adversity, even if it means you will lose friends, you will lose approval, might even want to lose your life. It teaches you to have endurance, that in order for you to say that you're righteous and you want to walk the righteous path, it is not a short journey and it is not an easy journey. So you will have to endure up until the end. This is all things that you want to apply to your life in order for you to become more. Because you are not just one human being in all of humanity. You are all of humanity in one human being. Grasp that, catch that piece, and you will see. Because if you change and your mind changes, your reality changes. And when your reality changes, that means to say your world changes. Because you observe, you are the observant and you are the observer. So if your mind changes, whatever you observe will change. Because your mind is being projected to you through your eyes. So if you change your mind and you perceive reality and you perceive the truth differently, this will be projected to you. And you will have to apply this to your life in order to sustain this reality. Otherwise, you will fall back in your ways. But even that shouldn't deter you from wanting to try again, as I am doing. I'm constantly trying and I know I will succeed. I know myself because I love myself and I know I will succeed. This is what I wanted to say out there, and yes, I am going to read my poems. I will read my poems and you can tell me what you think. I'm going to leave this here. I love myself. Peace to the gods.